lafa elihle kakhulu. Considering the hype around expropriation of land without compensation, Madam Speaker, we would have expected President Ramaphosa in his State of the Nation address to give us more clarity on timeframes and a high-level framework around the envisaged implementation process of this policy. The only relevant statement he made was the identification of state land parcels for redistribution, something that the Democratic Alliance has always advocated. This lack of clarity points to an absence of consensus and direction in the ANC government around the policy of expropriation without compensation, proving that it is indeed being used as an election gimmick by the ANC and something to rally around, thus creating a false sense of unity in the party. Professor Ben Cousins writes, and I quote, "The expropriation without compensation debate is essentially a distraction. It is not the main issue in land reform. The real questions are, Phula Phulani, who do we want to give land to? For what purposes? How are they going to hold that land? With what property rights? And how are we going to support them? How do we secure the rights of the 60% of South Africans who hold land and housing outside the formal system?" Close quote. He hits the nail on the head, as the majority of South Africans already own land under customary, communal, and traditional law in our rural areas. As Professor Cousins opines, the challenge is to formalize these customary land holdings using a recordal system that will give legal recognition and support to existing local processes. Amending the Constitution will not have any beneficial impact on these rural communities. By promoting a populist stance on expropriation without compensation, the EFF-led coalition with the ANC is furthering a narrative that says the majority of black people are hungry for agricultural land. Nothing could be further from the truth. 92% of land claimants chose monetary compensation over land in the finalized restitution claims between 1995 and 2014. Most of the farms that were transferred to claimants as going concerns are now lying fallow due to a lack of post-settlement support from the ANC government, and then a lack of knowledge, resources, and passion to farm from the claimants. Icace gca ukuba abantu bakuthi bafuna imisebenzi. Bafuna ukunikezelwa ngeenkonzo ezifana namanzi, umbane, indlela, iklinik. Bafuna abantwana babo bafumane imfundo esemgangathweni. Bakwafuna nokhuseleko nokunqandwa korhwaphilizo. Ewe siyavuma abantu bakuthi mababuyiselwe imihlaba yokhokho babo. Kodwa imidaka emininzi namhlanje ifuna okwezindlu ezibhadlileyo neetayitile zazo. Urhulumente we-ANC woyisakele. Kule minyaka emashumi amabini nesihlanu abantu basahlala emikhukhwini. Ngelo xesha iDepartment of Public Works ihleli nezakhiwo ezixabisa 7.5 billion rands. Ezingahlali mntu. Kutheni zingalungiswa nje zinikwe abantu abadingayo thula sinxesi? The Special Investigating Unit's SIU report into widespread and endemic corruption in the government's land reform program is yet more proof that we don't have a constitutional problem, we've got an ANC problem. The SIU report has been gathering dust on President Ramaphosa's desk for nearly a year, confirming that he has no intention of fixing the rampant corruption and real issues in land reform. Mr. President, you are in denial that this policy has had and will continue to have a negative impact on investment. This despite concrete examples from countries that have walked this path before us, such as Venezuela and Zimbabwe. This is why the DA opposes the amendment of our precious Bill of Rights, and we will continue to fight it in the highest court in the land. The DA will not allow the ANC and the EFF to trample on the rights of South Africans. If we want to steer South Africa on a better path, we need to send a clear message this year that corruption will not be rewarded. Sonele nini. We need to expropriate power from the ANC and vote for a party that believes in giving people title to the land, the Democratic Alliance. A DA government will deliver a land reform solution that works. We have already done so in the Western Cape, where there is a 62% success rate on land reform projects as compared to 8% countrywide, Alan Windy. We will continue handing out title deeds. So far, 103,000 in 10 years in the Western Cape and 6,000 in Gauteng since Herman Mashaba became mayor. We will fast track the over 6,000 standing restitution claims and give tangible tenure to rural communities and farm labor tenants. All government residential property and farmland will be offered to qualifying people under a grant and equity scheme with proper post-settlement support. See Democratic Alliance, Saka, South Africa, enye, kawonke wonke. Please do the country a favor and vote DA.